There's a law enacted more than 100 years ago that is costing our economy over $100 billion a year in lost growth and making gasoline unnecessarily expensive. It's time to sink it. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate this turbulent world. Back in 1920, Congress passed the protectionist Jones Act, which stipulated that any cargo transported between two American ports must be carried in ships that are American-built and owned and crewed by Americans. Trouble is, U.S.-made big ships these days cost more than 4 times the vessels made by foreign competitors. The result of the Jones Act is significantly higher costs for consumers and businesses. The law has distorted shipping patterns all across North America. It particularly hurts Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, and Guam, which are more dependent on waterborne products than the continental U.S. The most pronounced perversions of the act are in energy. For example, it would be logical for Puerto Rico to get liquefied natural gas, LNG, from Georgia or Louisiana. But since there are no U.S.-made LNG tankers, the island imports gas from Russia and other foreign sources. The same phenomenon of distortion holds true for the U.S. mainland. It is cheaper for New England to get natural gas from Trinidad and Tobago or even Siberia than from our Gulf Coast. We have the absurdity of refineries on the east and west coasts finding it less expensive to import oil from abroad rather than from other parts of the U.S. California can get gas more easily from Singapore than from the Gulf Coast. Refined petroleum products from Gulf Coast refineries are also sold to Latin America rather than here in the U.S. because of Jones Act perversions. But the Jones Act's distortions go beyond energy. Wonder why so many retail products in Alaska and Hawaii can be so much more costly than on the American mainland? A huge factor is the Jones Act. Deep-sixing the Jones Act would lower the cost of shipping cargo by water in the U.S. by 50%. A study from the OECD declared that torpedoing this law would add $135 billion to America's economic output. An old cousin to the Jones Act is the Passenger Vessel Services Act of 1886, which similarly stipulates that only American-made, owned, and staffed ships can take passengers from one American port to another. That's why, if you go on a cruise to Alaska from San Francisco, the vessel will first make a stop at Vancouver before going on to Alaska. A direct San Francisco-Alaska route is illegal. The U.S. hasn't made a large cruise vessel since 1958. Both laws deserve to be sent to the bottom of the sea. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.